Typography. They're more than just words. Typography is an art. It is an art of arranging type on a page or on screen. There has to be, like our professor says, a marriage of text and other elements for successful communication. Now let's talk about the origin of type. Many people believe that the typography started when Johannes Gutenberg printed the first Bible. He modeled his font black letter on the handwriting of old scribes. His font, however, looked very squished on paper. In the 15th century, Frenchman Nicolas Jenson created Roman type, which quickly spread throughout Europe. The origin of Arabic script, however, goes back to the first alphabets created by the Phoenicians. They lived across the coastal area of Lebanon, Palestine, and Syria. There are many different kinds of fonts in English: serifs, sans serifs, slab serifs, display fonts, and script style fonts. The difference between serif, sans serif, and slab serif is the arms and legs in the letters. Notice the highlighted parts in blue. Serifs have a slight curve to their brackets. Sans serif, on the other hand, have no serif, which is exactly what it means in French, no serif. Slab serif, on the other hand, do not have a curve, they're just straight ends. The anatomy of letters. Just like how human body parts have names, the anatomy of letters also have their specific names. We have different lines called the descender, ascender, the X height, and baseline.
Even Arabic has different style of fonts. To name a few, there are الخط الكوفي، الخط الديواني، الخط النسخي، الخط الثلاثي، والخط الرقعة.
Always pair fonts that complement each other by contrasting them. Thin sans serif with thick serif fonts, script fonts with sans serif fonts, and make sure to only use display fonts for titles only. Use fonts to support your purpose and give off a first impression that will last. Take a look at these logos of a classy flower boutique and a dessert restaurant. Don't the typefaces look exactly like what they sell? Type families contain different weights and styles of the same typeface, which can be used for different purposes like body text, heading, subheading, or to place emphasis. Same is the case with Arabic type families. Kerning and tracking refers to how far apart the letters are. The main difference is that kerning refers to the space between two specific letters, whereas tracking refers to the general overall space between letters in a word. In Arabic, however, we can't kern or track letters. What we can do is elongate the strokes. Lettering refers to the spaces between the lines of text. The amount of space you have depends on the font style you're using, font size you're using, and how tall it is. Hierarchy refers to using different elements of typography to bring attention to the most important things, then the second most important, and so on. It's basically guiding the eye movement of the audience. Their eye movement should go from the most important thing to the least important. There are four main kinds of alignments. Flush left, which is mostly used for English. It is when the text is aligned on the left-hand side of the margin or gutter, and the right-hand side is ragged. Flush right is mostly for Arabic. Justified is when both sides are aligned and it greatly affects the spaces between the words and creates rivers and unnecessary hyphenations, which we don't want. Centered is when the text is aligned symmetrically in the middle of the page or column. Widows are the short line at the end of a paragraph, and orphans are the short lines before a paragraph starts. Because they break up the flow of the text and tend to distract the reader, they should be avoided at all costs. Thank you for learning with us, and remember, they're more than just words.